Another good way to teach your dog to come back to you is using a whistle. A whistle is the same every day of the year. We're going to do 2 beats on that whistle, and unlike our tone of voice, if we're cold, wet, tired, late, it can vary enormously. Us women struggle to project our voices on a windy day. Men perhaps project their voices too much. So it's a really useful tool for, again, getting a quick response to recall. Basically, we're teaching them whistle means food. So this is how we start. We start with a whistle feeding routine. You're going to whistle feed him every time you feed him to start with. After that, at least once a day, and you should do that really for the rest of their lives, because then they're being reminded on a daily basis that whistle means food. So procedure is, this dog has done it before, but I'm just going to show you the procedure so that you can practice with your dog. Start right as a puppy. The sooner you start whistle feeding, the sooner you'll have a useful whistle response. So get your dog to sit. If your dog's never done this before, you might have to actually block your dog with a lead a little bit. So as I go to put the bowl on the floor, he might move. If he does, I pick the bowl up immediately. Bowl on the floor. 2 beeps on the whistle. Band. So pick it up. Sit. He's allowed to take the food. And you just repeat that exercise every meal time. Once he's got the idea of it, you can then also use a whistle around the house and in and out from the garden to practice, to see how he is beginning to learn the response. It would just be, he's busy in the sitting room playing with a toy any time of day, 2 beats on the whistle, and what you're hoping for is that he drops his toy and he comes to find you, immediately feed. So these are all ways to brainwash him that whistle means food. So do it in the house from room to room, do it from the garden into the house, from the house into the garden. Really practice these situations before you take it out into the environment where there's a lot more distractions for your dog to deal with.